Army of the Dead is a new film directed by Zack Snyder. It stars Dave Bautista, and this tells the story of a group of mercenaries who have to steal $50 million from a bank vault in Las Vegas. The only catch being Las Vegas is a zombie-infested wasteland. I was super excited for this. I'm a fan of Zack Snyder. I know a lot of people say that he's style over substance. He certainly has his critics. He's probably one of the most polarizing directors working today. But when I heard he was making a new zombie film, I was absolutely stoked for this. And if you haven't seen his Dawn of the Dead remake from 2004, check it out. It's probably one of the films that I would say is better than the original. It's sort of one of the best remakes ever made. So when I heard he was making another zombie film, I was super excited for this. And the concept alone, I mean, it's kind of crazy to think this hasn't been thought of before, like a heist movie set during a zombie outbreak. I mean, what's not to love? And I had a really good time with this. I'm actually a little bit disappointed that this was on Netflix. It's not been released in theatres here in the UK, so this is a film, it just screams cinema to me. This is a great popcorn flick. You know, I wanted to sit down, be entertained. I wanted to see some great kills. I wanted to see Dave Bautista with a fucking massive machine gun gunning down the undead. And I got that. This is a really fun time. I don't have a million negatives to say about it, but yeah, the action here is great. This has an absolutely excellent opening credits sequence. Zack Snyder is someone known for these sort of long opening credits, especially with Watchmen and the recent Snyder Cut, that 7 hour long film that came out recently. Yeah, the opening credits here is a real joy, and the film itself is just great. It does a lot of originality with its zombies, which I'll get into in a moment, and yeah, I really recommend this. So what did I love about it? First and foremost, the team itself. This has that sort of classic heist vibe about it. You know, you've got to assemble a team. You've got the wisecracker, the safe cracker. You've got the getaway driver and the pilot here. You know, you've got your badass in Dave Bautista. You've got a daughter. You know, Dave Bautista's daughter as well. So, and you know, Dave Bautista. He's really showing to me that he's actually a really great actor. A lot of former wrestlers get sort of criticised in their films. I have often spoken in the past about my dislike of Dwayne Johnson. I think I don't hate him as a guy, but as an actor, he's the same in every film. He's incredibly charismatic, but he just plays man in jungle wearing a beige t-shirt and doesn't really do anything new. Dave Bautista here, he shows that he's more than just big muscle man. He shows some real dramatic range here, as we saw in Blade Runner 2049. So I'm really excited to see what he does in the future. And once again, here he's really great. The Safecracker character was also a highlight for me, and he is actually getting his own spin-off film, which is a prequel to this. So yeah, I think Netflix must have some really exciting stuff lined up for this. There is going to be the prequel film, and there's also going to be an animated series, I believe. So they must have a lot of hope riding on this series. And after watching this, I'd happily see some more of it. But what I really loved here was the use of these zombies. This doesn't really focus on one type of zombies. You have different ones. You have the traditional sort of, the George A. Romero slow walking, really stupid zombies. But then you also have these like what they call alpha zombies, which are these hyper intelligent sort of they control this army of the dead. Got to sneak the film title in. They sort of control this army. They're incredibly intelligent. They're fast. There's shades of the 28 Days Later zombies here. So it was quite original to see that. Like this sort of there was a zombie hierarchy. I don't think I've ever seen that in a film before. But something a lot of people are complaining about is its bloated runtime. This is, of course, something Snyder's relatively known for. And yeah, it's for what it is, this is too long. This is 2.5 hours. Well, it's just over 2.5 hours. And it does suffer from what I would call Return of the Kingisms, where, you think the film's going to end, it cuts to black, and then there's another 5 to 10 minutes of it, and then there's another 5 minutes of it. I reckon, maybe 15 minutes, 20 minutes could have been shaved off the runtime. There are certain scenes that go on for far too long. But there's a sequence towards the end of the film, I'd say like the last 20 minutes, they felt a little bit out of nowhere. So Dave Bautista's character sort of has this side story where the only reason she's going into Vegas is to help a friend who's gone missing, and for the entire film, for about 2 hours and 5 minutes of this film, this friend is never really brought up until the last sort of act of the film, and lots of people die trying to rescue this friend, and the fate of this friend is left sort of up in the air. There is quite a few plot holes here, that being my main one, but I am going to get into a minor spoiler here. So if you want to go into this film completely blind, just zone out until this spot here. There is a couple of kills here when they like someone shoots a zombie in the face and like sparks fly out and there's like a robot skull underneath it. So it's like alluded that some of these zombies are robots. And that is never once like I was even watching this going like, was that a robot? Like, and it's never like looked into again. So yeah, there's a lot left up in the air. But as I mentioned, this is getting spin-off, so I'm sure we'll hear something about that in the near future. But yeah, this was just really good, dumb Zack Snyder fun. It's the kind of Snyder I like. I don't like Snyder when he's being too sort of philosophical or anything like that. There's a lot of slow motion. There's a lot of shallow depth of field in the shots. Zack Snyder himself acts as director of cinematography. So a lot of the shots do come across as quite blurry. I would say the helicopter pilot feels a little bit tacked on, and this is because the reshoots had to be done for this film. The helicopter pilot was originally played by a different actor. Horrible allegations came out about this person, so they had to do reshoots, and the actress who replaces him, all of her scenes were sort of digitally added. Apparently Dave Bautista has never even met this person in real life, so it is quite seamless. I would say there are moments in which you can see sort of green screen around her, but this character is just on a roof trying to fix a helicopter for the entire film, so that feels like a bit of a missed opportunity for a bit more character development. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Really good. Just a film that I wish you could just see in the cinema. Just eat some popcorn, eat some, a pizza and a beer movie. Absolute good date night in. I am going to give Army of the Dead 3.5 stars. It is a little long, like I said, for what it is, but I had a lot of fun here. It's not as good as his Dawn of the Dead remake, and I cannot implore enough that you watch that. It is so good, and it also has one of the best alternative covers of a metal song you'll ever hear. So yeah, if you haven't seen Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, really check that out. So once again, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all that cringy shit I do not like saying. There will be another Get Your Flicks Out podcast coming soon. That should be recorded this Thursday, so you can find that on Spotify. All relative links will be in the description, and I will see you on the next episode of James Eddy Reviews. Bye.